there's of course different aspects to it. So people always have to dress and want to dress, of course, and they want to express something with it. And all my work basically evolves around one thing, and that is like to gather the old Indo-European art, the old Indo-European pagan art, and put it into some shape or form, be it tattoo, be it music, or be it clothing, that gives people an identity, but without being modern political. And I think that is one of the cores why Old Norse was started. But again, you know, it goes a lot further, because like there are clothing lines already, that logically, and also clothing lines that focus on like the Viking Jim or the Shield Maiden,
Yes.
and all of this very modern approach to it. And it's really a question of style as well, you know, like to make some streetwear, something that you can wear every day, that you can wear out in the street when you're in the city, that you can wear when you go hiking, also when you just do some exercise or walk your dog. Something that you can wear without having your heavy makeup on and your runes in the face and go to some festival or whatever.
When you were younger or developing your style, were there brands at the time, or do you feel like this is the brand that you would have wanted to wear?
I would have wanted to wear this already from a young age. Yeah, of course, because like I was always fascinated by the old arts, by the ancient pagan arts, of course. But earlier there was not much around, and especially the early brands who focused on that theme, coming from Germany, they were very, you know, they had a heavy political burden that you didn't want to be associated with, right?
Mm.
So like to find something that was free of all this and really focusing on the art, on the beauty, on the spirituality of our forefathers without a modern political influence, that would have been quite nice to have, yes, for sure.
Nice. And what was your biggest challenge? Because you've been in the tattoo industry, you know how to obviously draw, and you love the meaning behind it. But what was your challenge in this project?
Challenge? It was a lot of joy to do it, of course. And the challenges they came with at the same time, I was really picking up digital drawing. Before, like when I did my tattoo work, that was very, very manual. So like I drew on paper and I transferred it to a blueprint. I transferred the blueprint on the skin, and it was very, you know, like very, very physical. But then, of course, there was the necessity to create files that could be sent around, you know, like to the others that are involved in Old Norse, and also to the guys that do the printing, that do the embroidery, and all of that. And then, of course, yeah, diving into the multiverse of digital designing I'm still diving, you know. That is, I would say, is the biggest challenge, is to learn to use the different apps, the brushes and formats, and to send them around, and that everyone can open the file and sees all the layers, all of that.
And talking about the design, the 8-legged horse, why did you go with that one as the main logo?
Yeah, the 8-legged horse is something which is around for quite a while. So like if we go back, of course, like the first thing we will hit is the Nordic mythology, or the Viking mythology, although it was written down a good bit later. And that is, of course, known to most people. Sleipnir, the horse with 2 horsepowers, like 8 legs and everything. But it goes a lot further. So if we dig a little bit deeper, we'll find out that also people in Siberia, they had stories about eight-legged horses, eight-legged reindeers, all that kind of stuff, all the way to India. So there must be something around deep in the mythological part of the brain or whatever that had this thing about like, okay, there's like something stronger than a regular horse, right? And also, like if we don't have the horse with the 8 legs, it's very often the horse in mythology appearing as a pair, you know. So there's two horses doing something, you know. There's also a flying horse, something, you know. So the horse with the superpower, with the supernatural power, that was more or less always around in different shapes. And I work a lot with shamanism for quite a while now, and there's this theory around that 8-legged horse is the vehicle for the shaman where he or she travels to the other side, kind of, because there's all these records, especially in the Nordic mythology, where the horse with the 8 legs, Sleipnir, where it can go over water, it goes through the air, and it can also ride to the underworld. And for me, it's just a superior ride, you know, whatever shape or form that might take, because we need rides as people. We don't do the walk all the time, right? But we also need it in our mind, you know, to ride somewhere, be it like very sober, an imagination. Where do I want to be in 5 years, for example? How do I want to create this, you know? Or like going all the way spiritual in trance journeys. So like at some point we will need a ride with superpowers, and there it is.
And this ride, where do you imagine, or where do you hope to be with Old Norse in, let's say, 5 years? Are there any things you hope to achieve with it?
Yeah, of course. The hope is to reach the people who have who are searching the same thing, you know, searching for a nice piece to dress in without the tackiness. To link up and reach people who are looking for nice apparel to dress in that really expresses their ancestry or their love for traditional designs, but also to really go into stuff that we have, like natural fibers and everything, and that people can buy it with a good conscience. That is also like really a clear goal with it. But basically it's about beauty.